good Saturday evening, everybody out there, and welcome to the first ever Steel City Showdown here at Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, the stomping grounds of Mr. Tom Wallisch. And we are ready for the finals after an amazing day of competition to set the stage for tonight's competition.
So much action already today in the elimination, the qualification round. We cut the field from 20 down to 10 with some premier PA rail skiing action. These guys were absolutely throwing down.
So with some of the top skiers in the world, 20 to be exact, that were battling it out for 10 coveted spots in tonight's finals, and a heater of a day it was, Tom.
Yeah, a lot of skills out there. Guys from X Games gold medalists, Olympic gold medalists, to relatively unknowns that we've never heard of, battling it out, all doing insane rail tricks in front of a massive PA crowd here at Seven Springs. And so many guys to watch out for, guys and girls together. We had a ton of action from there's Siver Voll there. Here's Olympic gold medalist Josh Christensen with an amazing technical trick on the Z-Rail, and just a ton of action, but eventually you got to cut it down, and the finalists were set from 20 down to 10.
And just like you said, we had Olympic gold medalists, we had X Games medalists out in the mix, but we also had some relatively unknown names, with 3 kids that qualified through from the AM event yesterday, and one that qualified through as well through the Tell Your Friend Tour.
Yeah, something to talk about there. All 3 guys that qualified into the event from the AM division, therefore then made it into finals by skiing well today. Bobby Sullivan from Tell a Friend Tour. We've also got them going against competitive veterans like Colby Stevenson, Evan McEachran, Alex Hall. But I think one of our favorites, and I think one of the local fan favorites here, was Siver Voll out of Norway. He was absolutely slaying it, getting the crowd fired up, throwing his hands up in the air, having more fun and a better time than anybody on course today.
Yeah, definitely playing to the crowd, getting the crowd hyped up, and the crowd got behind him, and he fed off the energy and actually absolutely destroyed it. So an amazing course out here. Big shout out to the park crew here at Seven Springs. And Tom, we got 4 features out here. Take us through it real quick.
Yeah, we got the down flat rail with the staircase on the left, so a gnarly landing there. You don't want to mess up. You don't want to fall on the stairs. A flat down in the middle, sort of the propane tank, so you got a lot of options for one-footers, 50-50s, varieties, maybe a disaster. In the middle here on the right, we've got the Y Z-Rail. A lot of decisions to be made when you're coming down that, and that's definitely the most technical rail with the side kink. Then on the far right, we've got the Jersey Barrier Transfer Rail. So transferring from either side into the middle of a 40-foot down rail. We saw so many technical spins and big switch-up maneuvers. It's going to be an amazing urban-style course to see these guys throw down on.
Yeah, and the judges are going to want to see them mix it up as well, hitting multiple features. So instant run scoring, every run is judged on a 100-point scale. The 3 highest scores will be kept, and those highest scores will be combined for that total that will determine our winner out here tonight for the first ever Steel City Showdown.
Something totally different for us. They get 8 runs, and they got to land 3. So they're going to try to figure it out, see how it plays out, maybe be a little methodical about what tricks they try, and then just throw it down there at the end to try to take that top spot and the $10,000 first place prize.
That's right, $10,000 up for grabs for the winner, $20,000 total prize purse for the first ever Steel City Showdown. Finals coming your way.
This is ExactTech GPS. It provides real-time 3D views of a patient's shoulder to help guide in removing the damaged bone, then precisely place the implant. And the first place in Pennsylvania to offer it is Allegheny Health Network.
Tom Wallish's Steel City Showdown has been brought to you by Monster Energy, Full Tilt Boots, GoPro, Be a Hero, Line Skis, Bose, and the Allegheny Health Network.
Yo, what's up everybody? Tom Wallisch here. We're checking in from Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, where we've got the first annual Steel City Showdown going down. We've got an insane rail setup, bringing rail jams back to free skiing. A dream of mine for years to bring a big time rail jam to Pennsylvania and bring tons of cash back to the sport of rails. We got elbows, transfer rails, Jersey barrier style, a really cool flat down, and a down flat rail with stairs. You're gonna be seeing some of the best rail athletes in the entire world throwing down on this all-time setup in front of a massive home crowd here at Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. So, if you guys are ready, it's time for a Steel City Showdown. Yo, what's up everybody?
All right, well, we are ready for the finals out here. And a little bit of some rain coming down, but not a problem because the course is awesome. And here it is. It is on. Tom we got the young blood, Jackson Carstetter, starting things off proper.
Jackson starting it off with a frontside switch up, 630 out. That one took him around 3 tries in the qualifying event to land it. And look how clean this is. 630, super smooth, hands at his side. He's repping the Steel City Showdown shirt. I love it.
And that is how you get the competition started there. Nice work there from Jackson Carstetter, the youngest kid out here, just 16 years of age, a sophomore in high school, who qualified through last night's AM event that we had to get them here today. So 8 runs each, that's what they're gonna get. That's the format out here. The top 3 scores are gonna count. And Jackson Carstetter checking in with a pretty dang good score, I would think, for that first
hit for Jackson. Yeah, they're going to get 8 runs tonight, so it's not classic rail jam. Oh, and an 81.3 for that one. So great score to start things off. It's not classic rail jam. They're going to be dropped in an order. They got a certain amount of runs, and they got to land those tricks, and they take it from there. I mean, 3 runs count, so you got a lot of chances to mess up. You don't have to land every hit. It's not about consistency. It's about those 3 big hits.
All right, now we got Cal Carson.
Oh, Cal Carson going with the 1-foot backslide.
I got the best spot
switch
right
up
here.
and then blindside 450 out. So really big
Hello!
there from Cal. Really fun one. I love the 1-footer. It's super unique. If anything, gets that 450 around a little short, but I mean, still, look at him. He's got the raincoat on, and all these guys. I mean, the rain just makes it slushy. It makes it soft and fun. I mean, the crowd's maybe not hyped to be standing in the rain, but these skiers love it.
I don't know. They look pretty hyped out there. Lots of smiles on the faces from the spectators there in the front of the line. So, again, 8 attempts. Best 3 scores, that's what's going to count. And it's a scale of 1 to 100 that our judges are basing their scores off of. Big shout out to our judging panel. We got Steele Spence, Jason Aarons, and Tyler Devine rounding out our judging panel out here.
Nice, Cal with a 76 on that one. So great way to start it off. Now these scores, they're going to be coming in, but on all the scores, you know, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Until we get a couple runs into this event, the scores is kind of on getting tricks down, and you got to have a couple to win. So the leaderboard's going to be changing a lot, and Zach there with the blind 360 switch up, pretzel 270. So already off to an amazing start. These guys are absolutely killing it.
Yeah, Zack Masi, another one of the AMs out here that qualified through last night's AM competition to be up in the showdown here with the pros, the Steel City Showdown. And then he had to qualify through from today as well, so he's been putting in some work out here as we look at the replay here for Zack Masi.
Yeah, amazing to see him make it all the way through to finals and proving that he deserves to be here with that one. Really smooth trick with the blindside 360 switch up. little fog on course, but not affecting these guys at all. They're absolutely killing it.
All right, another relatively unknown name as far as competition circuit goes here. Bobby Sullivan, who qualified through the Telefriend Tour up at the Killington stop for the Telefriend Tour. And here he is on course first go.
Oh, switch 270, frontside 270 off. So he was coming off a little early maybe. I think he was looking to tap the staircase. Not quite sure if he got the tap on that one, but going for the staircase rail, which is difficult, dangerous. You don't want to fall on those things. It's steel. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, of course there's steel here in the Steel City Showdown. So 4 different features. Again, it's the top 3 scores are going to count, but judges definitely want to see those tricks thrown on different features, and something that you instilled as well, Tom.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see action from these guys. I explained to them earlier, and the judges have talked to them. We want to see tricks on multiple rails. We don't want you doing more of the same trick, more of the same type of trick on one rail. We want to see variety, technicality, creativity, getting out there and really just experimenting with the course.
But we saw some foreshadowing today in the qualifying, the elimination round, if you will, where they were mixing it up and they were really throwing down on all the different ones. So here we go, score dropping in for Bobby Sullivan with a 68.3. Again, it's your 3 best scores that will count. And now we got Colby Stevenson from Park City, Utah, dropping in for his first of 8 attempts here in the finals.
Onto the flat down rail. Oh my gosh, Colby 180 on, backside 270 switch up, pretzel 450. So very similar to the trick we saw from, was it Bobby there with the back 3? But this one is a little unique, and he's going 180. So wow, the pretz 4, I don't know how he's sort of got that around at the last second. Look at him just forcing the 450 and stomping it. I mean, so many landed runs already, and this is only, we're barely 1 run in. We're barely getting started. These guys are absolutely throwing down.
Well, they've been skiing all day, so they're definitely warmed up. Again, we had the elimination round earlier, and then they had about an hour of practice here before finals, so definitely coming in hot. All right, waiting for the score there for Colby Stevenson. We'll get that for you as soon as it drops. There it goes, 87.3. So Colby with a great score on his first go. And again, we'll keep stressing it. 8 attempts, top 3. That's what's going to count. Next up, we're going to be seeing Evan McEachran coming out of Canada. A regular name now on the competition circuit. One of the top dogs in any slopestyle event. Known for his rail skills indeed.
Going big disaster. Oh my gosh. Already off to an insane start. 450 on, backside switch up, front 270 out. These guys were doing similar tricks to this earlier, but it took them like 3 or 4 runs to get to this level of technical difficulty. That was perfect. Look at that stomp. Wow. How did it, I mean,
clean.
Just beautiful
So
first run. That is the way you want to start. If you land one, for a lot of these guys, landing the first trick sets the tone. It gives you confidence, gets you motivated, stoked, in a good mood, and it's all about confidence in a sport like this.
So first of 8 attempts there for Evan McEachran, and that should bode him well as the score comes in 88.7. Again, scales up to 100, so a nice high score there. Judges rewarding Evan McEachran well. Now we got another Canadian, the Quebecois, Alex Belmar, 2015 X Games slopestyle bronze medalist, dropping in for his first of 8.
Belmar going for the 450 as well. Oh, with the pretzel 270. So a little bit of different variation on the end, but the same starting trick as we just saw from Evan, his fellow Canadian. So going with the 450, but instead of the backside switch up, he's going for the pretzel 2. And we say it's a pretzel because a lot of the times you twist your body and you got to twist your hips, and like a pretzel, you get all twisted up trying these tricks. So really nice one there for Alex. I mean, maybe not as crazy as Evans, but another really solid start. These guys are all being very consistent.
Yeah, good solid trick and a good start to his campaign to get up on the podium and get some of that $20,000 prize purse out here for the first ever Steel City Showdown. 79.7 score coming in for Alex Belmar. Good start once again. All right, next up, the only gentleman from overseas, and there he is, just like we saw him earlier today, playing to the crowd. Siver Voll from Geilo, Norway, dropping in.
Switch 270. Oh my gosh, Siver. going switch 270, swap, and then the pretzel. I mean, he is just a maniac on the rails. The technicality, the spins, everything is just crazy with him. Let's see this one again. So much spinning, so much technicality. Switch 2 real quick, grinds through it, switches up, and then goes pretzel 450. If anything, he kind of does a small revert at the end there. He's overspinning a little, kind of styles it out, but also those judges are going to be watching for that, so we'll have to see what they think about that. But again, another landed run. I mean, if this is the level we're seeing in run 1, by the end of this event, these rails might burn to the ground with this much talent out there.
All right, well, Siver Voll coming in 46.3 for that first one, so maybe cleaning it up a little bit there on the exit.
I think so. I think that exit is going to cost them. They want to see perfection when the level is this high.
Hey
the
guys,
only way to
there's a
distinguish
microphone
everybody
right
is really
here.
to break it down to the little nuances.
Oh, Alex Hall.
Oh my gosh. 1 foot 50-50 to 270 switch up to pretzel. That one the other day took him 10 tries, but the level, he's in the right mindset. Everybody's going. You can see sparks coming off that rail. That was so good. First run. Oh my gosh. That took him, I mean, I can't tell you. I watched him try that forever the other day. And of course, when the pressure's on, the X Games gold medalist comes to play.
Yeah, the competition history that this gentleman has had as of recent. Once again, X Games gold medalist for slopestyle last year, and a 90.3 for his first of 8 attempts there for Alex Hall.
First run in the 90s, and I have a feeling that's not going to be the last one we see tonight. How about you?
Alex Hall, he's been on one. I mean, he's 3 for 3 for the last big air events he won. The last competition he did was in Atlanta back in the middle of December, where he won that big air event with a first ever switch 18 with a Buick grab. The kid's been insane. All right, well, we'll be right back with more action here for the finals of Steel City Showdown.
This is ExactTech GPS. It provides real-time 3D views of a patient's shoulder to help guide in removing the damaged bone, then precisely place the implant. And the first place in Pennsylvania to offer it is Allegheny Health Network.
Tom Wallish's Steel City Showdown has been brought to you by Monster Energy, Full Tilt Boots, Go Pro, Be a Hero, Line Skis, Bose, and the Allegheny Health Network.
All right, well, we are just getting underway with finals out here. We've seen the first few goes here for the first of 8 runs in the finals of the Steel City Showdown. And now Jackson Carstetter, the youngest competitor out here, just 16 years of age, qualified through from his performance last night in the AM event and then qualifying through the elimination round today.
Oh my gosh. Jackson with another amazing sort of frontside spinning trick on that one, going frontside switch up into the blindside 360 switch up. This is what he does best. Starting with that right foot forward and spinning to the right is his bread and butter. It's so good. Look at him go the front switch up, a really quick backside 360 switch up. Wow, another great trick for him. If anything, throughout the rest of the event, I would love to see him spinning the opposite direction. So spinning to the left, adding some variation, maybe some switch, maybe a spin on. We really only ever see him doing that front side switch up-y stuff. And I just think a little variety is what he's going to need if he really wants to take that top spot.
Well, variety is the spice of life, and judges love seasoning up those scores based off mixing it up. And at 86.7 for the second of 8 attempts out here for young Jackson.
Yeah, and so the scores are going to change a lot. As these guys get their second run, they're going to get a score. They're going to keep taking over that top spot. Once we get a few runs in, that's when we're going to start to see the leaderboard start to solidify. And that was Tucker Fitzsimons there. And look at that with the 450. So just coming off a bit early. And, of course, as a rail jam, you got to get to the end of the rail. That's going to be major, major deductions. The judges need you to get all the way to the end.
Tucker Fitzsimons as well, qualifying through last night's AM event and through the elimination round today. Young ripper out of Hood River, Oregon. His brother, Sean Fitzsimons, a very accomplished snowboarder as well. So very talented young family. As we look at some of the fans out here at the Foggy Goggle, just having a good old time.
Having an absolute blast. Look how many people are out there. It's a little rainy, but that doesn't matter because this is East Coast. You never know what weather you're going to get, and people are still having a blast at the Foggy Goggle watching this event go down.
So again, 8 attempts is what these athletes are going to get out here. We've already seen one go from our whole field. We're now on to our second of 8 attempts. Top 3 scores is going to determine our podium out here tonight.
Just great stuff, though. It is really fun. Look at these guys. We got somebody over there dancing. I mean, everybody's having a blast. It's just it's a fun time. Rails are always accessible. That's what I love about them. They're, you know, low to the ground. You can do it in any weather. You don't need goggles. You don't need perfect conditions. Really, you can hike a setup like this and have fun for hours at any mountain of any size, anywhere in the world.
All right, now we got Cal Carson dropping in, residing in SLC now.
Switch tails. Oh, and coming off just a bit early on that one. So that's definitely going to be another low score. So anytime they come off the rail early, that's a low score, and we can basically just count that one out for them. They need to be getting all the way to the end of the rail. When you come off like that, you don't get to the end, it's going to be a low score. We're on to the next, unfortunately. So he'll look to the next round, see if he can get that one down.
And what a amazing tech rail that is. And Tom, talk about that, because there's a great shot of you just tearing that thing apart from yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I got a couple hikes in it yesterday. It took me a while to get the trick I wanted, but of course I had to be out there hiking with these guys. I mean, I love rails, and I loved being here with all of these friends to try tricks the last couple of days.
All right, now we got Zack Masi coming out of Vermont, getting ready to drop in. And again, another guy that qualified through. Last night he was in the AM event. Today he qualified through elimination round, and now he's in the finals.
Switch to backside 450 out. So super smooth there for Zack, going onto the staircase rail and just riding it out switch. So all the way down backwards on those stairs. Those things are steel, they're tough. Look at him. Oh, perfect execution. Slides around. I mean, another great trick.
Yeah, nice little firecracker to wrap that up as well, getting those last few stairs.
Here he comes, giving some high fives to the fans that are standing out here enjoying the show. This is just, I mean, compared even to our elimination round, the level of talent we're seeing here tonight is out of this world. I mean, they're trying really hard tricks. I don't think they're making it look easy. I don't know if people understand how hard these tricks are, and all week I've been watching them work their way up to these athletes, and they are way outperforming what I expected. This is absolutely killing it.
Masi checking in with that 78.7 for his second 8 attempts, so good score there. Now we got Bobby Sullivan, Broccoli Bobby, having a good time, just manualing on through over to the far end of that course. Here he is, dropping in for his second of 8.
Going switch on. Pretzel 630 out over the whole staircase, riding it out all the way across the field. Oh man, Bobby with a heavy hitter here in the second run. Switch to, skirps it around. Almost comes up a bit short on the spin out, but just says whatever. Lands a little low, bends his knees, and rides it out like a champ. Riding on them line skis, loving it.
Yeah, he's like, go Patriots, I'm going to power through this one. So Broccoli Bobby here on his second of 2 goes. First one was a good one. Second one, we'll see how it fares for him with the judges, but looking good from our end. And again, it's the top 3, those top 3 scores that will determine our podium out here tonight. And Bobby Sullivan qualified through again through the Telefriend Tour.
Yep, very fun to watch. Andy Perry's event, and there an 81.7, so great score for him there. And yeah, back to the top.
And next up, we got Colby Stevenson coming out of Park City, Utah.
Colby Stevenson coming into this rail feature. Backside 360 switch up, back swap to switch. Oh my gosh. Wow. All I can imagine is like, what is he gonna go to next after those 2 tricks that are so challenging? Like, what's next for him? Coming from the left side, so the hard way to do the backside 360 switch up and then a back swap after that. I mean, it really doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, and you can tell Colby is feeling that indeed. All smiles on his face right now. So that first run score of 87.3 and a 94 out of 100 there for his second of 8 attempts.
Wow, amazing run by Colby. So great to see him out killing it. Wow. I mean, the talent in the field is just insane. Here's Evan McEachran going for the same, coming off a bit early. That's the same trick. So a blindside 360 switch up, but he's left foot forward, so he's not necessarily doing it the hard way, I would say, as Colby was. He's doing it left foot and coming around. I mean, he gets it to the pretzel too. If anything, maybe just a hair short. Let's see, a little short on the rail, so judges are looking for you to get to the end of the rail, so kind of tough call for the judges there.
So waiting the score, but again, just not as clean as the judges know that he can do, and as we saw him do earlier in the day. So this slopestyle contest veteran, he's got plenty more attempts to clean it up. No sweat there for 6 God. Evan McEachran, he'll check in with a 76.7 there for that second attempt.
Back to the top, Alex Belmar. So a guy to watch out for, so stylish on the rails. Switch 270, and he's gonna go down there. So he's gonna have to look for that next run. And these guys are gonna start to get even more technical, and you're gonna see more and more falls, I think, and more just come off early, don't quite get the trick, because eventually these tricks get so hard that they're trying that it's not something you get right away every time. I mean, with a ton of style and skills, I mean, you get them quickly, but not right away.
And so that'll be a throwaway run there for Alex Belmar, but he's got 6 more attempts to go. And now Siver Voll, the crowd favorite out here, coming out of Norway. Shatter in the booth here as he might just be moving to Pittsburgh after this is all said and done from all the love he's been getting. Oh my goodness.
There he goes. Switch 270, goes through it, frontside switch up, pretzel 450. So last time we saw him do this, he came off, he kind of had to come off early and then just couldn't quite get the landing. He spun around on the landing, and this time puts it down with authority, hands in the air, getting the crowd absolutely fired up.
Yeah, definitely getting the crowd fired up there. 46.3 for that first attempt, and what's he gonna get here? 91.7 for that second of 8 runs there.
Here at the top, we've got Alex Hall, another guy, X Games gold medalist, always somebody to watch out for, coming in to the Z-Rail. We've only seen a few people go for this one. Oh man, switch on, backside switch up, pretzel 270. I mean, this rail is so technically difficult. Like, I don't know. Coming on switch, that's tough. Going for that switch up, kind of blind, and then coming all the way out of anything, maybe some minor deductions. It looks like he's coming off that rail just a tiny bit
just a smudge
early, and it looks like the rain's really starting to come down now, but these guys aren't even phased.
So 90.3 from his first go. It's the top 3 scores that will add up to their final score for the night. And he'll get a 93 on that one. So Alex Hall getting awarded for that technical difficulty there. And now Jackson Carstead, as we're back to the top of the order here on his 3rd of 8 attempts. The rookie, the young blood, on course.
Oh, going for the transfer, just sort of sticking up a bit on that. I think maybe he's looking for a bit more. He's obviously going for the transfer and then wanting to set up for really what is his bread and butter, which is all we've seen him do tonight so far. It's starting on that right foot and spinning very hard and very quickly to the right. It's his thing, and he knows it's his thing, and he's not steering away from it.
All right, well, we're back to looking at the score there for Jackson Carstetter, and that'll be a throwaway run. That one in the 30s there. His first one's in the 80s, and now Tucker Fitzsimons out of Hood River, Oregon.
Switch tails, oh my gosh, front side switch up, pretzel 450. And while a lot of you watching might say, wow, it's really raining, like this has got to be so hard for these guys, but they continue to dominate and just lay down these tricks, just showing how much it really doesn't matter what the weather is. For rail skiing, it really only matters that you have some snow, you have some rail, and you can start hiking. Like, it's a testament to what rail skiing is within the sport, especially for the East Coast, because on the East Coast, yeah, you're never going to have perfect conditions. Maybe you're never going to have the biggest hill, but it's just amazing that you can still do crazy tricks like this, world-class tricks on a great setup.
All right, well, Tucker Fitzsimons with that 26.3 on his first attempt there.
It's almost getting comical how hard the rain is falling, but you can see in the background there's still people riding the chairlift. People here in Pennsylvania are not stressed. They're still out lapping, loving this warm January day.
Tucker checking in with a 93.7, and now Cal Carson, originally out of Colorado, grew up skiing at Winter Park. He's got the rain jacket on, throwing the hands up for the crowd. He wants to hear it. And Cal, now living in Salt Lake City, dropping in switch.
Switch, oh, and just coming off a hair early. So again, just a little early on that. He's gonna have to keep going and look for that next run. Switch tails, comes on, goes through the Z and just can't quite lean back enough. So just goes to show how difficult that rail is. It is really long. It's got a lot going on. You gotta really get the balance right, left to right, leaning both ways before you kind of get to the end of that thing.
All right, now dropping in, Zack Masi.
Front side switch up, couple sparks flying on that one. So the rain may be affecting really the slideability of that rail there, but the rest of them are really looking great. I mean, and he's got some tricks already. He's already got some good stuff under his belt. He's looking for something really technical to add to his score list.
So 33.7 for Zach. That'll essentially be a throwaway run, I'd imagine, because he'll be cleaning it up with some bangers and some completed tricks. And now Bobby Sullivan coming out of Massachusetts.
Oh, and just coming off a bit early on the transfer rail there. So again, anytime they're coming off early like that, that's basically gonna be a throwaway score. You're gonna need 3 total tricks. Oh, coming off a little to the tails, but still, for what we've seen, you gotta be doing a little bit more than that. So he's gonna look forward to that next run, I think.
And again, Bobby Sullivan, 41.3, as you said, pretty much throwaway run, but Bobby Sullivan qualifying through at the Killington stop of a Tell a Friend Tour, and Colby Stevenson out of Park City with one of the best sponsors out there, Devanza's in Park City. Amazing food there.
The high school special, he grew up on that. Here he is going very technical, the right side, 270, pretzel 4.
Yeah.
Oh my good golly. That was absolutely the most technical rail trick I might have seen all week. Right side 270 goes all the way through the kink. Pretzel 450. Oh my God, I bet him $100 the other day in a challenge to see who could do a 270 pretzel 270 on that rail first. It took him like 10 tries. He beat me. He won $100. But he just did it basically first try in this event. Oh my God.
All right,
so
well,
good.
He's already got a couple high scores and a 96.3
Highest
for the
score
third
of
of 8.
the day. Wow. He's got 5 runs left. What is he going to be trying?
He's going to be comfortable for those 5 runs with 3 scores that high already. All right.
Way up at
Evan
first.
McEachran, Canada, represent on course.
Oh,
Yeah!
front side 360 switch up. He saw what Colby did. I can tell you what. I think he saw what Colby did, and he knows he can't just mess around anymore with a switch up. He's got to go for broke. He's got to go for that cash and go all in. So he's going 360 switch up. He knows he needs a big score. Wow, coming off a bit early, but getting that one. I mean, that one, another one that took kids all week. Guys like him, lots of tries, and now just dropping into the feature. He's like, yeah, a little rain won't stop me. You want to see a 360? Here we go.
All right, so 77.7 still for that one.
Moving
but
up.
again, he can do better.
Yeah.
He knows he can do better.
Not a bad score, though, still. I mean, coming off a little early, they're not docking him that much for that.
Alex Belmar, of course.
Oh, switch 270, front side 450 out. Looks like he maybe got a bit loose on the rail, ends up doing a little bobble, but totally gets the trick all the way over the stairs set, so not really using it. But if anything, that kink of the down flat rail just kind of forced him to bobble, a little arm wave, so minor deductions there, but I mean, still sitting. He's got a couple scores in. He's going to look to improve on all of those. He's going to get a total, but then needs to move up from there.
66.7 is what he'll be given for that third of 8 attempts. And 2 skiers left to go here for their third of 8 runs. And it's the Norwegian Siver Voll that's been playing to the crowd all day.
So fun to watch. This kid, he's got the Mac Miller in the headphones. I can almost guarantee it. A huge fan here outside of Pittsburgh, going onto the down flat rail and looks switch to blindside 270, going for maybe the double nose grab on that one. So he's got a switch up, a spin trick. It was a switch 2 as well. So this is his second switch 270 variation. Going for the grab, not quite getting the grab. So the problem is, if you don't go for the grab, the trick's fine the way it is. If you go for the grab and miss,
it, yep.
That's a deduction. If you go for the grab and get it, it's a huge score boost, but you can't go for it and miss it. The judges don't want to see that.
All right, Siver Voll's going to check in with a 75.3 on that third of 8 attempts. And now Alex Hall, our last skier here before we get to the top of the order and get on to runs number 4. He's already got a 90.3 and a 93. What's he got for us now?
Oh, going for the blindside 360 switch up. So we saw one trick on that already. He did the 1-footer to 270 swap. This is a blindside 360 switch up. So similar to what we saw out of a few other folks and just coming up a bit short. So losing a shoe. And he's going to look to that next one. But he's got some good scores in the books already and a lot of attempts left.
And a good way to save himself there and save the face from kissing the rail.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. He looks okay, though. Live to fight another day. There's a lot of attempts to go down still.
So 19.3, that'll be a throwaway score there for Alex Hall. And again, the contest veteran, no sweat. He's got a good head on his shoulders, knows what he needs to do to get up on the podium. So there's your current standings after 3 of 8 runs. Colby Stevenson in the top spot, and we'll be right back with more action here at the Steel City Showdown.
This is the minimally invasive Maser X robotic system. It allows surgeons to plan, guide, and navigate spinal procedures with unprecedented accuracy. And the first place in Pennsylvania to use it is Allegheny Health Network.
Tom Wallish's Steel City Showdown has been brought to you by Monster Energy, Full Tilt Boots, Go Pro, Be a Hero, Line Skis, Bose, and the Allegheny Health Network.
All right, we're back here, Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, under the lights and under the rain here for the Steel City Showdown Finals. Looks like the rain tapering off a little bit. It was coming down cats and dogs there for a moment. Back to the top of the order, 4th of 8 runs here. Best 3-run scores count, and Tucker Fitzsimons here dropping in.
Switch left, 270, pretzel 450, so getting that one, opting for the down flat rail that time over the staircase. So we're seeing a lot of people air over the stairs. I thought we would see a lot more utilizing the stairs, trying to land on those stair features and show off that, but they're moving fast enough that he's going switch 2 with the pretzel all the way up and over. A little bit of a high hand there, but still smooth, good, clean landing on that one.
Yeah, nice skiing there from the young blood coming out of Hood River, Oregon. So Tucker Fitzsimons getting a 75 for that one there.
And this is Jackson Carstetter, a fun one to watch out of perfect North Indiana. So not a long way from here, but just very good on the rails. Growing up there with a little park, but a lot of fast laps. Gets you into stuff like this real quick. So really similar trick to what we saw earlier. He did the front switch up blindside 3. This one is just not as good of a version. So instead he's doing multiple switch ups, but not the big 360 switch up version. Coming off kind of a little bit early as well, and just very, very similar, almost kind of the same-ish trick that we saw out of him earlier. Just maybe trying to like one up it a little bit, I guess.
All right, for his 4th attempt there, 67.3. And now Tucker, so what we just witnessed there was a makeup run from Tucker's first go. That's why we're seeing Tucker go again here. So Tucker Fitzsimons with the previous run was a makeup from his first attempt, and now this will count as his run 4.
Going for the 450. Oh, and coming off just a hair early. We had heard that he had attempted that trick, come off early, but obviously the live feed, we had missed that one. And the judges, having missed it, he deserved another chance at that one, and they gotta see it happen. But it just so happens it ends up being the same miss for him. So he's gonna look to that next round to go up there and try to get that one done.
Yeah, 30.7. Again, pretty much throwaway score there, especially if you want to get up on the podium. You're not even going to sweat that score at all. All right, Cal Carson, originally out of Colorado, grew up skiing Winter Park. Now Salt Lake City, his home, where he attacks the urban environment there and dropping in for his 4th attempt.
Yeah, Cal is fun to watch. Always on creative rail style. Oh, switch tails onto that rail all the way through with the backside 270. So really smooth. Now where we saw somebody like Colby doing the 270 on and the big spin out, Cal does a slightly less version, but I love the way he's smooth through the rails, a little bit on the arms, and look at that swag off the end. We call that the afterbang, when you add a little bit of extra flair on the end of your landing.
And Cal with the 81.7 on his 4th go there. So a good score, his highest score yet, one you think he's going to be keeping. And next up, Zack Masi.
Coming onto the transfer rail. Oh, frontside switch up, and then frontside switch up again. One over the transfer and one on the rail, and just coming off a bit early. I mean, again, with how much talent we're seeing and how many good tricks we're seeing, there's no space for any bobble, any little bit of rail left out there on slid. So I think he's gonna get a score for that one, but he's still got a lot of trick time left to really improve.
65.7 the score. He'll check in with that. And yeah, but like you said, you're gonna need perfection, especially if you want to catch up to Colby Stevenson. Now Bobby Sullivan.
Another guy going for the transfer rail and off very early on that one. So anytime you're off that early, the judges are just they get it. You didn't quite do the rail, and that's a long rail. That's a 40-foot rail after that transfer. So the Jersey barrier and 40 feet of rail. Just think about that. That's so much sliding, so much balance, just trying to ride that rail like that. So not an improvement. So now we're seeing it come into play. Now we've got at least 3 scores from everybody, and they're looking to improve on different scores. So doing harder tricks. Here's our current leader, and what is he gonna do?
Yeah, he's sitting pretty right now with 2 scores in the 90, 96.3 and 94, and 87.3. Your current leader, Colby Stevenson. He can only build and improve. Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh! Has he messed up yet? Will he
No.
ever mess up all event? Wow! Going with the sort of 180 on. Let's take a look in the slow-mo and see if it's really the 180. 180, 270 swap to backslide, balancing all the way through that down rail. Oh my gosh, he can't be beat right now. I mean, I don't know if anybody can beat him already. The competition is on. I feel like it's in the bag. He's got 4 more jumps left to continue to do crazy tricks like that.
And a 91, so he'll erase that 87.3, his first run score. And now that's 3 scores in the 90s. Again, it's your top 3 scores across these 8 attempts that count. Now Evan McEachran, he's got 2 scores in the 70s, 1 in the 80s. He needs something big here.
Evan, oh! I saw him grabbing on that rail. The rail must be a little bit sticky. We saw a couple sparks, but he still absolutely nails this one. The blind side, 360 switch up, locks in, gets it to the end. His skis are getting caught up a little, but he doesn't let it phase him at all.
And the crew here at Seven Springs, you've seen him out there today buffing those rails, working out any little divots and dings that are in those rails, but from those transfer Jersey barriers, there's just so much force coming in. 90.7 for Evan McEachran. So there you go, Evan with his highest score there. Now Alex Belmar, the Quebecois on course.
Another guy going for that blind side. Oh, going for the blind side 360 switch up as well. So he's doing the same trick as Evan, just starting on the other side, starting on that looker's left Jersey barrier, spinning to the left, where Evan is starting on the other side, spinning right. And they spin left and right based on which is their dominant or their natural direction. But another thing we're going to look for here today is variance. We want to see them spinning left and right to showcase skills in both directions. Somebody like Colby, we're seeing spin left onto that propane tank and then right side onto the Z-rail. So that's the epitome of technicality.
All right, out of Geilo, Norway, this is Siver Voll dropping in.
Oh, going for the double nose grab. I love that one. So much flavor. Just going to switch on that one. Let's do a little slow-mo replay and see if he gets the grab.
Looked like he cleaned it up.
Switch to, reaches back. Oh, gets definitely that one tip. Maybe not both of them, but just absolutely having a blast. He's getting the crowd fired up. He's stoking everybody out. That's what it's all about. What I wanted this event to be all about.
And it is, Tom. You built it, and they're coming, and they're having a good time with it. Good vibes all around here at the base of Seven Springs. As Siver Voll's fourth run score comes in 72.3. So he'll have 4 more attempts, so plenty more attempts to up the ante there. Now Alex Hall sitting in 6th right now. 2 scores in the 90s, though.
Just looking for that next score. Oh yes. My gosh. Blindside 360 switch up, backside switch up, pretzel 2. So we saw the leaderboard a bit ago. He only has 2 scores really in, but they're both in the 90s. And look at that one. I gotta say that one's gonna be in the 90s as well. Sparks are flying. He doesn't care. He is lacing through that rail. Wow.
So Alex Hall with a great go there on run number 4.
97!
Alex Hall, Hall. Up in there. Now that's the highest score. We saw the 96.3 by Colby Stevenson, but Alex Hall with the 97.
How much higher can you get? A 97, 100 is perfect. 100, that is so close to perfection. One of the hardest tricks we've seen all week. Oh, back to Jackson here. Oh, he's going for something really technical, but coming off very early there, so definitely a throwaway. That's going to be not able to replace one of the higher scores that he has. So Now that we've got a lot of scores in, you see the strategy come into play. These guys see who's in the lead, what the leaderboard is, they see what their scores are, and this is where, like, my theory for the scoring of the event came into play, where they would have to, like, pick and choose new tricks to try to take down who's in the lead.
All right, Tucker Fitzsimons.
Oh, no! Coming off just a little maybe to the side and losing a shoe on that one. Very Dave Crichton-esque from the old days in the half-pipe event at the X Games, where he lost a ski and eventually didn't win the event because of it.
Snow snakes know no borders. They exist in every state, everywhere, every country.
Who knew? So a breakdown, the ski comes off. That's going to be a throwaway for him, and we're on to the next athlete. Cal Carson. So really fun to watch. We saw that switch on, blindside 270 out, very stylish from him. In the last run, what are we going to see now coming into the flat down? 1-footer, backside switch up, pretzel 270. So super stylish. He is having a blast. This kid is always so fun to watch. Look at this, 1-footer, nice and controlled. And look at those skis on the outride. Sort of wheeling out. Those things are so soft, so playful. He's just bouncing around out there, having a good time, celebrating with everybody.
Taking a sip of some water, staying hydrated out there. Now next to drop, we're going to be seeing Zack Masi. Venmo me, please. I love the Insta handle there from Zack Masi, coming out of Vermont.
Yeah, really fun guy to watch. Let's see what he's got here. 270, frontside, frontside 270 out, riding the stairs backwards and then 180ing out from there. Really cool one. Frontside, whoa, yeah, I love it. So we talked about people airing over the stairs. We saw a lot of that earlier, using it as a down flat rail. He's using the stairs and showing a little bit more flavor, a little bit more variety there. Really fun guy to watch. Waiting on the score.
Here we go, 86.7 there for Masi, so his highest score yet, and he's still got 3 more attempts, so he's still in it. Bobby Sullivan, Broccoli Bobby, dropping.
Broccoli Bobby, going for the second frontside switch up there. We just got to look at the leaderboard, and I believe that Colby and Alex were separated by 1 point. 3 jumps and separated only by, or 3 runs, 3 rail tricks, and only 1 point separates them.
Yeah, Colby with a 94, 96.3, and a 91, and Alex with a 90.3, and 93, and a 97, their highest scores against the 3 that count. 50.3 there for that run for Broccoli Bobby, so he's starting to clean things up. Again, he's got 3 more attempts, so again, still in it. And Colby Stevenson, your current leader.
He has done so many tricks. I have no idea what he's going to line up next, because they just keep getting crazier and crazier. Looking to clean up that one. He did that trick earlier with the 1-footer, maybe looking for a blindside 270 out, trying to add another level of technical difficulty to it. But really, I mean, I don't know what else to tell him. He didn't practice any harder tricks than what he already did, because those were harder ones than I've seen all week.
So a 51 for that one, so not even going to worry about that one. He'll be holding on to those 3 scores in the 90s. And now Evan McEachran, contest veteran, a threat to the podium of any slopestyle event he enters. On the outside looking in, needs some big scores here in these next few attempts.
Going through the king. There's the frontside 360 switch up, 270 out. If anything, just a little uncentered on the end of the rail, coming off a little bit early, but this is an amazing move. 360 gets still able to get the 270 out, but just not cleanly off the end. And when everybody's doing such good rail tricks, you really got to watch out for those, and you just got to come all the way off the end of the rail. Still sitting in 3rd place, so it's been a good night. He's doing good. He just needs to clean that up. If he could get that one perfectly off the end, I think it'd be a 90-point trick.
77.3, so yeah, he won't worry about that score, as he's got 3 scores higher than that already. Again, it's your 3 scores that count.
Oh, just catching that one. Backside switch up to forward. So a little on the more simple side from what we've seen from Alex. He's really technical, really dialed. That's a smooth one. I love the backside, showing the balance, keeps the legs up, but maybe looking for a pretzel or a spin out and just not quite getting it. So he's going to head back for more.
71.3 for that 5th of 8 attempts there for Alex Belmar. And we are down to the Norwegian, Siver Voll. Let's see the antics here as he gets the crowd fired up again. One of the crowd favorites out here, really playing to the crowd earlier today in the elimination rounds.
Yeah, the crowd was loving him earlier, and he's loving this setup. Oh, front side switch up. Another front side switch up after that. I've seen him do a combo trick on that one that I think he's lining up for, where he goes front up, and then another continuous spin out. So just not quite getting it there, coming off a bit early, and gonna look to try to step that one up next round.
All right, his 5th run score attempt of 42.7, so not a score that he'll be keeping. Again, it's the top 3 scores that count, as Alex Hall knocking the water off the 10th there with that 6'3" frame. And A. Hall, final skier to go here for his 5th of 8 attempts. Got a 97 on that last go. Let's see what he's riding high on this one with.
Going for the 1 foot. Oh, so we saw him earlier do 1 foot 50-50, 270 onto then that rail, and then pretzel out. So he must be going for something even crazier than that in order to improve on that score. This is where it wasn't until I thought maybe by run 8 we would see them trying to improve on the hardest tricks imaginable. It's in run 5 we're seeing them trying to improve on the hardest tricks imaginable.
All right, that 41.3 throwaway score, he's already got his 3 highest scores in the books, and that's going to round it out for the 5th of 8 runs out here. As you look at your standings, Colby Stevenson in the top spot, but just 1 point behind him, his fellow Park City local Alex Hall, and then Canada's Evan McEachran sitting in 3rd, but not far on the outside looking in, Carson, and then the Norwegian Siver Voll sitting in 5th with 3 more attempts to go out here for the finals of the Steel City Showdown. More runs coming your way right after this.
This is ExactTech GPS. It provides real-time 3D views of a patient's shoulder to help guide in removing the damaged bone, then precisely place the implant. And the first place in Pennsylvania to offer it is Allegheny Health Network.
Tom Wallish's Steel City Showdown has been brought to you by Monster Energy, Full Tilt Boots, Go Pro, Be a Hero, Line Skis, Bose, and the Allegheny Health Network.
And we're back here. the finals for the Steel City Showdown, Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, under the lights. This event, the brainchild of Tom Wallisch here on his stomping grounds, giving back to the place to help you become the man you are today. And we're seeing, we've already seen 5 runs go down. We got 3 more runs to go. So it's the top 3 scores that count. It's anyone's game, but Colby Stevenson in the top spot, and he's been on one.
He's been on one. I mean, having planned this, I'm beginning to think maybe 8 runs was too many, because Colby and Alex honestly don't need any more. They are nailing tricks so easily. There's Jackson coming off a bit early, but I mean, he might need another one, but some of these guys have already done the most technical tricks I've ever seen, and we still have runs to go. Maybe I need to rethink this one for next year.
It's all a learning experience, but I think you're knocking it out of the park. I mean, this has been such an exciting event, and stoked, and I know everyone out there is stoked. It's been nothing but positive feedback from everyone, and young kids like this, Tucker Fitzsimons, getting to compete against the top in the game, a name that we had never even heard of until today. At least I'd never even heard of.
Oh, barely holding on to that one. Yeah, a kid I've maybe heard of. I've seen some videos online, but coming in all the way from the AM division through the qualifier, the pro qualifier, and into the finals, and totally keeping pace with some of the best skiers in the world, all on his rail prowess. So really cool to see Tucker out here. A 57 on that one, so getting the land, but honestly, you gotta really land it super smooth to get that high score you're looking for in the 80s, the 90s, to even have a chance to get up there near the podium with some of those guys.
All right, Carson. He's got a couple good scores, but definitely needs some bigger ones if he wants to get up on the podium. There we go.
There's the backslide, frontside switch up, just continuing to build on that. So we had one earlier where he did backslide, frontside switch up, line 2, I believe. And this one, he's going then for the switch up and frontside 270 out. So continuing to spin, and look at the crowd at the bottom. Rain is not affecting these folks. They came here to see all the pros, and they're checking it out, loving it. Cal waiting on the score, 87.7, so an improvement there. He's in 4th, just shy of that podium.
All right, nice work for Carson there. He'll get 2 more to go. Now Zack Masi from Vermont.
Going front side. He's been trying that one for a while now and just not quite getting it. Again, coming off just a shy early. And I mean, I love that Jersey barrier rail. We're seeing less spark, so everybody at Seven Springs, the crew came in mid-lap and they did a little wax on those rails. So when it's raining, one of the things that's tough is that they get wet, they get warm. So these guys are doing everything they can to keep these features absolutely perfect for these guys and just make it the show that we want to see.
All right, now Bobby Sullivan, Broccoli Bobby, no more Patriots hat. He's here to play, or he's not messing around.
He's not messing around. Big 450 pretzel 270. So really smooth here. Yeah, ditching the hat, letting the locks fly in the finals, and 450 pretzel 2. So we've seen other guys do that. We saw Alex Belmar, we saw Evan McEachran with the 450 trick. That was a smooth one, still coming off a little early to the left, but still great run. I think that's definitely going to outscore one of those low scores of his. 79.7, so another high score to get his total up. These guys are all looking to improve on their total now. They see the leaderboard, they see what they need to do to get onto the top of that leaderboard, at least if not the top, to get into that top 5, to get into that top 3 and improve from there.
All right, now your current leader, Colby Stevenson, but holding on by a thread, only 1 point ahead of Alex Hall.
Oh my God, 270 onto that Jersey barrier. He has not even tried that. I've been here all week, I'll let you know, and I have never seen him even attempt that one in practice. So those Jersey barriers they're short, they're only about 8 to 10 feet long, not as long as that rail. So you have to be absolutely perfect. If you were to catch up or you were to sort of mess up on that and go flying into that piece of metal, that down rail, you're gonna get played.
All right, coming out of Ontario, Evan McEachran, Slopestyle contest veteran, your 2018 Dew Cup winner for Slopestyle, and it was that rail game that helped propel him to the top of that podium.
Coming into the Z rail where we saw that frontside 360 switch up. Oh! So he just really wants to get that. If he gets that trick, that is a 90-point trick for sure. I mean, I can only hope. I'm not a judge, but I think that would be. It's just such a crazy technical move. If he got it with to switch or the front two, that would, all the way off the end, it'd be a huge score. So he's going to have to look to the next round to try and improve on that. But I mean, look at the rain is not stopping these guys at all. Just a testament to like what rail skiing it is. It really doesn't matter the weather. I can't say it enough. I mean, it's raining out. It's been pouring all day, but the level of competition is world class. Maybe the best rail skiing in the world that at least I've ever seen thrown down. So a testament to what the rail skiing sport is within free skiing.
All right, so Belmar off a little early there, so that won't be a score that he'll be holding on to in our Norwegian, Siver Voll.
We're all cheering for this guy. The crowd is cheering for this guy. He had the crowd going wild in the qualifying round. Let's see if he can do it again here on the Z-Rail. Oh, I know what he wants. He's disappointed with that one. He's coming off early, so right back to the top. He's hustling to get up there. He wants to do the front side switch up on that, and then into another frontside switch up. His feet, he's got the quickest feet in the game, I swear. The switch ups, everything like that, he's so snappy with it that if he could lock onto that rail, he's gonna be crushing it.
And now Alex Hall. And after Alex, we'll get to the top of the order for the 7th of 8 runs. Again, it's the top 3 scores that count. Alex Hall sitting in 2nd right now.
Oh, going for the 270. We see what he wants. I saw a little edge grip there. So you see the edges grip. These guys use both edges inside and out to try to dip a tip or a tail to stop the rotation in pretzel. So he's doing a 1 foot 50-50, spinning onto the rail and then gripping, trying to do what would look to be a backside switch up. So an even more technical trick than the one that we saw that scored him high in the 90s, that has him up there competing with Colby. If he can up that one, add another point or two to it, that could take him over Colby. So that battle is really alive and well. Is Colby and Alex for first right now? I mean, Colby's sitting in first, but a lot could change.
And Jackson Carstetter, the youngest kid in the event, just 16 years of age, a sophomore in high school, looking good there on his 7th of 8 attempts.
Yeah, amazing to see this kid coming out of perfect North Indiana, over here all the way from the AM contest and into the pro finals. He's got a lot of tricks down already, so I think he's just looking for something super crazy. I mean, he got the front side switch up, blind side 6 out of that rail. Maybe going for the 8? I don't know.
Tucker Fitzsimons out of Hood River, Oregon.
There's the right 2. Pretzel 4. Okay, so he's been working on that one for a while. The last one we saw him sort of falling over to the back, squatting it out a hair, and this one he gets the 2, comes off, only kind of catches like the far looker's left side of the staircase, but still gets that one clean, and that's right side. So he's got left and right side tricks. A little bit of variety, showing the judges that he can spin both ways.
Well-rounded, and gets an 87 for that one, so a nice score there for Tucker on his 7th of 8 runs. And next up, Cal Carson. Rain jacket coming in handy this evening here in Seven Springs, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Cal, so we've seen a couple tricks on the Z-Rail. It looks like he's lining up for it again, coming in switch. Switch on, oh, and that's a definite miss, coming off that rail super early on that time. So we saw him do the switch on and then the blind side 270 out. Really, really smooth. I think maybe looking to up that one a little bit, and that's where it gets tough. You gotta, once you get that trick, and you kind of had only been planning on doing that, and these other guys are doing such crazy rail tricks, you're like, well, what do I do next? Like, how do I step it up? And he's just coming up with it on the spot as we go.
And this is Masi coming off a little early there, but representing Vermont well, and again, battling his way through from the AM event last night through the elimination round today. Great story out here for the Green Mountain State kid.
Yeah, and something to be said about these guys. I mean, one of my original ideas for this event was to give kids a chance and guys a chance, guys and girls that, you know, maybe aren't that well known, but are really good at rails. Maybe they're not slope style athletes because jumping's not their thing, but they have the ability to compete against the best in the world on rails, and it proves a point by seeing all of the amateurs, including Bobby Sullivan from the Tell a Friend Tour, like all 3 that made it through the amateur event and him are in the pro final. It just goes to show you that there's talent out there, and an event like this gives rail talent like that a chance to thrive.
Yeah, I love it. Like I said, not a name that we normally see on the contest circuit, but Bobby Sullivan, obviously with the skills to pay the bills when it comes to the urban elements, and a great showing out here for New England represent with Bobby Sullivan, Broccoli Bobby. Now Colby Stevenson, again, just 1 point ahead of Alex Hall, trying to hold on to that top spot, that $10,000 spot.
270 on front side switch up and gets to the end of the rail still. Oh my gosh. So really, really technical, spins on, switches up, almost catches up in the air. So the rail itself, it looks like he sticks a little, but it's right there that his feet get a little crazy and just, still holding it together. I mean, he's got all scores in the 90s, but is that one good enough to up any of those? I don't know.
And you would think not with those scores in the 90s. Again, no judge, but yeah, there you go, 85, not going to get up into the 90s.
Still
but
an amazing score.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody else in the event would kill. I mean, a lot of people in this final would kill for an 85 at this point.
All right, now Evan McEachran currently sitting in third with a total of 257.1.
Left foot forward. Oh, he really wants that left foot forward, front side 360 switch up. So Evan's playing strategic here. He knows he's in third, so he's on the podium, and he's going for an absolutely crazy trick in order to try to sort of bunny hop himself up maybe into that second or first place. He's got a 90 and an 88, so two great scores, but that 77 is the one he really wants to eliminate and just pop up above those other guys.
Can help. One more attempt still. He can still do it. But Alex Belmar now, the Quebecois on course.
450.
Yeah.
Pretzel 450. Amazing from Alex there. I've seen him do that consistently in X Games slope style runs as well. It's his bread and butter, the 450 disaster, pretzel 4, getting completely twisted up. Now, maybe the most difficult trick, disaster trick we've seen on that all night. Very comparable to the 450 trick that Evan McEachran did earlier. So Alex is sitting in 10th, really looking for a high score, something in the 80s, possibly up to the 90s to help get his total high enough to bump him up the leaderboard.
I think he's going to be able to throw away that at 66.7 here with this score. Again, no judge, but overall, I'm definitely impressed with that 450 on pretzel 4 out. And let's see how it goes for Alex Belmar. Once again, 2015 X Games slopestyle bronze medalist. It was his rail skills from that contest that really helped propel him up onto that podium.
Judges are talking it over. I mean, they want to get this all right. This live scoring is awesome. It's fun to watch because everything happens so quickly, but the problem is that it's hard to score quickly. They need to discuss everything. Oh, and at 89.7, so not quite the 90s, but very close to it, and that's a big improvement for him, bumping him up the leaderboard.
And he's got one more as well, as we're in the 7th of 8 runs here. The top 3 scores count. Now we've got Siver dropping in, coming out of Norway, not in that top 6. But let's see, he's got 2 more attempts that include this one, but off early, unfortunately.
Again. So that's definitely a wash for him, but still, one more run after this to get that incredibly technical rail maneuver on the Z-rail. Going and just not quite leaned in, doing a little tap, going back up to the top. He's got the music bumping, so hopefully he can recenter himself, refocus, and get back up at the top for one more.
Yeah, fine. Definitely a nice hot Mac Miller track for that final 8th run that he's got coming his way. Alex Hall sitting in second, just 1 point behind Colby Stevenson.
Alex coming in 1 foot 50. Oh, still going for that 1 foot 50-50, 270 switch up, and then something else from there. Absolutely crazy. Coming off a bit early, so he's definitely gripping. If anything, looking like just catching up a little bit on that rail. A lot of rain coming down out there. He's taking selfies. The crowd is still, look at these guys and girls. The whole the whole crowd is there no matter what.
All right, well, there's your current standings right now. It's Colby Stevenson out of Park City in the top spot with Alex Hall, his fellow countryman and U.S. Freeski teammate. Right behind him, just 1 point behind in second place, and Evan McEachran from Canada sitting in third. But we got one more run to go, so that could definitely get shook up here with the 8th and final runs coming your way here at the Steel City Showdown. And the rookie, the young blood, the youngest kid of the event, Jackson Carstetter. I don't think it's possible. It's not mathematically possible for him to get on the podium, but here we go. What's he got for us, Tom?
Front side, switch up. Oh, man. And just last run, I mean, Jackson coming straight from the AM qualifier, just really impressing all of us here tonight. Gripping, comes off a bit weird there, but just an amazing showing tonight. Last run, I mean, we got 9 more guys to go, but just so much to watch. He's been just killing it tonight, making it all the way through, making a name for himself in free skiing. Riding the line Tom Wallisch Pros, I'd have to say. Looking really good on those, and a great t-shirt as well.
Put himself together very nicely for the evening. All right, now another one of the rookies, if you will, who qualified through from the AM event last night. Tucker Fitzsimons here from Hood River, Oregon, coming in switch.
All the way up into 4th after that last jump.
Oh!
Switch tails to blindside 270 out on the Z-rail. So maybe not the most technical trick, but something we saw similar to pretty much exactly what Carson did, but left foot forward. So little back seat on the landing. We'll have to look at what scores he's got and then what he can replace. He's got a 93, an 87, and that 75. So looking to up that 75. What's he gonna up, and then how many points does he get to see if he has a chance to leapfrog up from 4th into that 3rd place podium position. Sitting in 4th right now. We got 8 more guys to go after him. Here's a look at the leaderboard to give you kind of eyes on what we got.
Oh, he does. He cracked up, so we didn't see the score come in there, but according to the standings there, that was a score high enough to get him up onto the podium there, bumping McEachran out. Now McEachran will have a chance to answer back as he's sitting in 4th right now. And it's Cal Carson now dropping in for his final go.
Carson sitting in 5th, so here he is, switch tails onto the rail as well. Oh, and just coming off early, so that's going to be the end of his night. 5th is the best that he's going to finish, but an amazing showing for the young gun. I mean, an up-and-comer with a ton of kind of clout in the ski scene, big on new schoolers, a lot of creative rail tricks. People love to watch him see, so love having him out here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, big shout out to Cal Carson there. And now we've got Zack Masi coming out of Vermont on the course for his final attempt.
Oh, front side switch up. So again, he's been trying that one for a while, just not quite locking it down. He's stoked though, happy to be here, I'm sure, I hope at least, and I mean, amazing showing, making it again all the way through to the finals.
Of course he's happy. You can see those teeth from that far off set back shot there, smiling his whole way down, having a good time out here at the first ever Steel City Showdown. All right, another guy having a good time out here, Bobby Sullivan.
Bobby Sullivan coming into the transfer rail. Oh, front side switch up, another front side switch up after coming off the end of the rail a little bit off his tail, so kind of having to force it, not quite cleanly off the end of the rails, coming off a little tail heavy, having to force it, but another super smooth move. Soaking wet, he's got the hair out, but these guys, I mean, they look like they're having a great time, rain or shine. It just, it's great to see PA skiing at its finest.
Yeah, and with the elements, this is like one of those events that you'll talk about forever, you know. Remember that one time we had that contest in Pennsylvania where it was just pouring rain on us? All right, Colby Stevenson up in the top spot. All he can do now is just further solidify that presence on top of the podium, because his boy is a fellow U.S. Free Skiing teammate and Park City resident Alex Hall nipping at his heels, just 1 point behind and one more attempt to go. So here we go, the final attempt for Colby Stevenson, your current leader. What's he gonna do?
270 on front side. Oh, so still sitting in first place. So now that was his opportunity to kind of take command of the situation. He's still sitting in first, not a bad place to be, but it's not in his control anymore. We still have Evan McEachran, Alex Belmar, Siver Voll, and Alex Hall to drop. Alex Hall specifically is only 1 point behind Colby, so if he's able to do a harder technical trick and up that score, he could easily leapfrog up into the first place.
All right, Evan McEachran just got bumped off of the podium from Tucker Fitzsimons here in this 8th and final run. So this is his answer back. Can he get back up on the podium? Six God, what's he got?
Oh, Evan. Oh, he was perfectly balanced, really wanted to go for that frontside 360 switch up, and unfortunately just catching a nose. The tip of his ski goes under when he goes to pop. Oh, and he does like an insane one ski under, one ski over slide, but he's okay. Look at these guys. This is a great crowd. They're just loving skiing together, having an awesome time. So Evan, the best he's going to do is fourth.
Still getting some prize money if he stays in that fourth place spot. Alex Belmar, though, is he going to switch that up?
Oh, Alex going for the blindside 360 switch up, and looks like just sticking up on that rail a little bit and just can't quite pull it together, coming off sort of sideways. Oh, and he's balanced too. Could have got to the end of that, could have had the pretzel out maybe, but yeah, just, oh, you can see the sparks and just coming off a little early.
All right, well, 2 left to go now. One of them on the outside looking in. That's Siver Voll. Big shout out to Alex Boyo-Marchand, ABM, hanging out down there in the cut. But Siver Voll from Norway needs 114.4 to get up on the top spot. So not possible, but doing it for the crowd out here.
Going for the Z-rail, front up, back forward. No, Siver. Oh, that would have been a super high score. Maybe not enough for the top spot. Can't get a 114.
You never know.
But he could have had a chance at that podium position, perfectly balanced, going for not the 270, but saying, I don't care, I'm going for broke for the 450 and just falling over. So best he's going to finish his 7th place.
But finishing in the hearts here of the crew out here at Seven
man,
Springs.
The hero of Seven Springs.
Yeah.
But this is it. This all comes down to this. Our last skier of the night, one chance. He needs a 91.4 to take the lead. Alex Hall, what do you got? The whole crowd is here to see you.
91.4 is what he needs to take the lead. Here we go, final attempt.
Switch on, blindside switch up, pretzel 450, saving it for the last run. Could he make it any harder on the judges? He's dabbing, he's skiing in the rain.
Man.
This couldn't get any more dramatic. Blindside switch up, backside 450 out. Looks a little loose here. He almost catches, does the switch up, but then the 450 in the landing is absolutely perfect. I mean, could you make it any more dramatic? What are the judges gonna do? Can he improve on that 90.3? There's Colby cheering him on. These guys are great friends. It is just, I mean, I couldn't have planned it better. That was an amazing final run.
Man. All right, it all comes down to that. Just when the judges thought their work was done for the night, it's like a family of 20 walked into the restaurant 1 minute before closing. And what are they going to have to do? They're talking it over right now. 91.4 is what it's going to take to get him up on the top spot. He's sitting in second. He's only 1 point behind Colby Stevenson. One thing's for certain, Tucker Fitzsimons, who qualified through in the amateur event last night and then had to qualify through the elimination of 20 down to 10 today. He's going to walk away with that 3rd place finish on the podium.
Very
so
cool
big
him.
moment for the young kid out of Hood River, Oregon. You see ABM sitting there in the background, looking on intently. What's it going to be? Alex Hall, he's 3 for 3 for the last 3 contests that he's entered. He's won.
Could he make it 4? That was, I mean, what a way to finish it. All the pressure on, the whole crowd watching from the bottom, waiting, hoping for him to land that one.
What a good warm-up for him before he heads into X Games next week to defend his gold medal in slopestyle, huh?
97.7.
97.7!
He takes over the top spot.
He does it, 97.7, and Alex Hall, Hall,
He's
takes
a bit
the
confused.
top spot. He doesn't realize that yet because that's a lot of math to do in his head. But yeah, 97.7. That definitely knocks out one of the other scores, and he does it. Alex Hall, 4 for 4 in contests. The previous 3 were big air events, but hey, here he goes with that rail comp, showing you that he's got the well-rounded skills.
Can he be stopped? He is maybe the best competitor I've seen in years. 285 the final one, so it turned out it was replacing a different score. Another amazing, a little confusing there at the end, but wow, Alex Hall, Colby Stevenson in second, and an amazing story, Tucker Fitzsimons in third, all the way from the AM division. I mean, amazing contest altogether. In the rain, couldn't have gone down any better.
Man, what a great job by all these guys out here. The first ever Steel City Showdown. Tom Wallisch, congrats, man, for putting on such an epic event. And a big shout out to everybody out here at Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. And it did not disappoint at all. So we'll be right back after this to pay respect where it's due. But congrats to all the guys and gals out here today for the Steel City Showdown.
This is the minimally invasive Maser X robotics system. It allows surgeons to plan, guide, and navigate spinal procedures with unprecedented accuracy. And the first place in Pennsylvania to use it is Allegheny Health Network.
Tom Wallish's Steel City Showdown has been brought to you by Monster Energy, Full Tilt Boots, Go Pro, Be a Hero, Line Skis, Bose, and the Allegheny Health Network.
All right, well, there we have it. It is a wrap out here at the Steel City Showdown under some rainy skies here in Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. But a big shout out to the crew here, the park crew at Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, because the setup held up very well. I want to thank Joel Recca, the director of mountain operations, and Joe Genovese, our terrain park manager, and the whole park crew out here. But what a great event this was. Joined here by Jason Aarons, one of our judges in the mix. Big shout out to Steel as well, and as well to Tyler Devine too, because those guys, Steel Spence and Tyler Devine and yourself, you had your work cut out for you there, Jason.
That was a crazy contest to judge. I honestly cannot say that I have seen rail skiing on that level ever before. I saw some tricks that I genuinely did not think was possible, and am proven wrong. Yeah,
I was going to say, with this setup here, I mean, I was thinking it'd be possible we'd see some NBDs, and would you say that was the case, or at least stuff that I haven't seen and you're saying you haven't seen?
I lost track. I really, even halfway through finals, I think I saw more first ever before done tricks than I ever have in a contest. Again, this rail jam was unbelievable. The setup was immaculate, and the level of skiing from these guys was top notch.
Yeah, definitely. And Alex Hall, talk about him. He has just been on a tear. You and I were down in Atlanta when he just won his last contest back in December, and he didn't think he'd be able to pull off a switch 18 with that Bio grab on that jump, and he did it, and then he pulls off another just showstopper here on the 8th and final attempt to get up on the top spot.
Yeah, I mean, it really is the year of A-Hall. He doesn't seem to be able to do any wrong at this point, and today was no different. From big air to slope style, and then now coming and proving that he can just do whatever the heck he wants on these rails.
I mean, what kind of energy is he channeling to be able to ski like that? I mean, it's just nuts.
I'm not positive he doesn't have magnets somewhere in his feet. I don't understand how he's able to balance on rails like that. And that last trick, the switch lip back swap pretzel 4 on the Z rail, was not expecting it. And for the final trick of the contest, that was a good way to send it off.
And you see him throw his hands up as he like skied away from that one, and just in disbelief. I mean, it's just ridiculous. He's in his flow genome state and has been for a year plus now.
He really doesn't seem to be able to believe it, the things he's landing right now. So, I mean, I heard the things Tom was saying during this live stream, and this was unreal. These guys are skiing like crazy people. And Colby, too, in second. He did 3 or 4 never before done tricks. That was high level of skiing from everybody. I was very impressed.
And then let's talk about the third place finisher. Talk about the whole podium. Why not? Tucker Fitzsimons. When I came in, we came in together 2 nights ago. Or no, it was last night.
Last night.
I feel like I've been here for a lot longer.
We live here now. So.
But yeah, last night when we came in, and we were getting just the chatter from the streets out there, and everybody was talking about Tucker Fitzsimons because he had to win he had to qualify through that AM event to get into today's elimination round, and then had to make that cut of the top 10 from that 20 amazing field in the elimination round to get into tonight's finals. And he did not disappoint tonight in the finals.
Not at all. I mean, again, he was the dark horse favorite to do really well in this, coming from the AM event and just skiing like his life depended on it today. I mean, Tucker, I've been watching him in rail jams for the past several years. I knew what he was capable of, and he just stepped up when he needed to. And against this field, too, I mean, there was not a dud in this bunch. Everybody was going crazy today. And all 3 of the people making from the amateur contest into finals, that was huge. Jackson Carstarter, Zack Masi. I mean, this final was really, really good to watch.
All right, well, you see Tom Wallisch now out there on the course. Again, Jason Aaron's in here now hopping on the mic with me, one of our 3 judges. Big shout out to Steele Spence and Tyler Devine as well, holding down the judging duties with you. But Tom Wallisch is out there. He's going to give out some hardware, pay respect where it's due. And also we got a couple other awards that are going to be handed out as well. We got the Best Trick Award and the Most Creative Award, and we already got the results for that. But I guess we'll just wait till Tom reveals it out there.
Let the suspense build a little bit, and let them guess who got Best Trick and Most Creative. I'm excited to see those handed out as well. There was a lot of skiing today that was really top notch, and I really think that I wish everyone could be walking away with a check after this thing.
And how cool is it of Tom Wallisch to give back to a mountain that helped hone his skills and help bring him to where he is and what he's achieved in his skiing career. To bring an event back here to Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. We could have done the event anywhere else, but Tom's like, nah, man, we're going to Seven Springs. We're doing it there.
Tom is the best and most notable rail skier in the history of this sport, so it's only fitting that he would be the one to bring this back to the East Coast and actually make the first notable rail jam that's been brought back. I mean, we had Rails to Riches that went on for a long run but seemed to kind of fizzle out in the past few years, so I think Tom really saw an opportunity to give these guys a chance to showcase their abilities, and they don't get it very often. These guys are spending a lot of their winters out filming street parts, and then you've got these contest guys that, as you said, we're watching in big air slopestyle traveling around, rarely get to see rail jams anymore. So this couldn't have turned out better, and I think the setup that the park crew was able to make for this really was able to help these guys showcase what they were coming to do.
Yeah, and that's a testament to this contest and how important it is to the free skiing community. I mean, Josh Christensen, it's so cool to see him out here competing today. He doesn't compete on the slopestyle circuit anymore, or hasn't in a while. It'd be cool to see him come back and be in some slopestyle events, but he was saying this is the only contest that he was doing this year, and he was stoked. He was like, man, we need more stuff like this indeed. And it was great to see him out here, and he skied great, but still that's how tough of a cut it was. He didn't make it out of that elimination
The level
round.
of competition in the elimination was amazing. Joss was skiing very well, did a couple really notable tricks, and I mean, stoked to see him out here, Olympic gold medalist in slopestyle, still an amazing skier in every respect, and just I love seeing him here. Devin Logan, Olympic silver medalist, coming out and doing a rail jam. She's been focusing primarily on halfpipe and coming out to put herself against these guys. I mean, the whole field was amazing. Cutting it down to 10 people for finals was nearly impossible, and then this final is undescribable.
Yeah, and for anyone that is tuning in right now that wasn't tuning in earlier today for the elimination rounds, and they were like, what, Devin Logan? There was a girls field? And it was like, no, there wasn't a girls field, but there were ladies that were invited, and they represented well. There was 3 that showed up and just slayed it. We had Devin,
Taylor Lundquist and Katrina Siegfried all coming out, competing against the guys, putting on a good show in their own right as well.
Great show.
Taylor, one of my favorite styles in skiing entirely right now, like let alone the fact that she's doing it on the girls' side. And then, yeah, I mean, again, them coming out and skiing against these guys, knowing that there wasn't a division for them, but still putting it on the line. It was fun to watch.
All right, so again, Tom Wallisch, you see him out there cruising around with those big checks. Looks like we're getting ready. He's just testing the mic out there.
Mountain Man Tom out there.
Yeah, that North Face gear. Good thing he's got the solid sponsor to give him the proper gear to keep him dry in the elements.
Oh, just wicking that water so perfectly.
So again, gonna hand out the awards for our top 3. In 3rd place, actually he might be handing out for the top 5, but he was paying out the 5th place.
Yeah, awesome. Another really cool move. Again, most contests you see, especially rail jams, or maybe first place is the only one that's walking away with money. Tom really doing it big and making sure that these guys are recognized for their hard work out here. These checks will look good on their walls. You know, they're going to go tack these up, and it's always fun to win a big check.
See Tom out there.
Is that champagne they got going on?
He's working. Some champagne. The audio not piped into the feed here, so listen in here what Tom's got to say. I always love listening to what Tom's got to say.
Tom is the best to do this on the ski side, and just going and hyping up that crowd that put up with the rain to watch these guys throw down. They're troopers out there at the Foggy Goggle. You know, they're gonna be buying these guys beers tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a celebration down there at the Foggy Goggle as soon as this all wraps up. But again, great story out here, Tom, giving back to
Giving back to the East Coast, giving back to the ski community, bringing back a much-needed event. I mean, we can all see what Street League has done for skateboarding, so I think this is huge. I think this has a lot of potential, and I would love to see many more events like this. You can bring them into the cities, you can have them just at the base like this. Slopestyle contest, half-pipe contest.
That's a big build.
It's a huge build.
Nowhere near the amount of logistics that go into it, so yeah, it's attainable for any mountain. You don't have to be in the Rockies, out in the West, or any mountain.
Exactly. And that's why I love rail jams. It's so relatable. The crowd can really understand it. They see these rails in the park. It's not 80-foot jumps. It's not a 22-foot half pipe. And yeah, looking like they're giving out the best trick and most creative trick right now. Best trick, obviously, going to Siver Voll, who is definitely the crowd favorite today. Might be moving to Pittsburgh after this. And he, in the qualifying round, was awarded for this with his front swap, pretzel front swap, continuing 450 on the Z-Rail, which I wish he could have busted that out in the finals. It was really the top-notch trick in the qualifier today. And Kai Capella with the most creative trick of the day. He did a backslide, which is a sliding on one foot, his back ski, through the transfer rail, the Jersey barrier into the down rail, also done in qualifying. So stoked to see those guys being recognized alongside the podium.
Now handing out the podium checks there, you see Tucker Fitzsimons in third, Colby Stevenson, who was leading as soon as there was 3 scores that were put down, because again, it was the top 3 scores that added up to your total score that determined the podium. And as soon as he had 3 scores put down, he was in the top spot the whole event until the very end, when Alex Hall on the last run of the night took it away from him. But Colby still fired up for each other. There you have it, your winner, champion of the first ever Steel City Showdown, Alex Hall, now 4 for 4 with wins of contest appearances on what is just being, following up last season. That was just so amazing for him, and he's starting it off in true fashion here. as he gets ready to head into X Games next week to defend his slopestyle gold medal. So there you have it, your podium once again. In third, Tucker Fitzsimons. In second, Colby Stevenson. And your champion for the first ever Steel City Showdown, Alex Hall, sitting in the top spot. And now, the shower of bubbly. They're already soaked, so it doesn't even matter. Well, Jason Aarons, hey, thank you so much for your time being on the judging panel. Big shout out to Steele Spence and Tyler Devine as well. And thanks everybody for tuning in here to the first ever Steel City Showdown. All an imagination that was a dream that came to fruition from his passion. Thank you to Tom Wallisch for putting this event on. Thanks to the fine people here at Seven Springs. And thanks to all the amazing Freeskiers that came out and threw down and represented out here for, once again, the first ever Steel City Showdown. Good night, everybody. Happy 2020. We'll see you on the slopes. Peace.